So now we shall discuss the various aspects of amendability of the Constitution. Or to be more precise, amendability of fundamental rights. So once the amendment of Constitution was active in picture, it was then thought of the question, can fundamental rights be amended? So, in order to understand this, we'll have to first go through a very important amendment, that is the first Constitution Amendment. So, it is the first Amendment Act. So, the first Amendment Act of 1951. Now, according to which the articles, the first amendment, according to which the Article 31A, Article 31A, Article 31B, and the ninth schedule was inserted. So what it did, it also inserted Article 15 Clause 4. Now here comes the point. Because Article 15 Clause 4 lies in fundamental rights. So the question here was, if Article 15 talks about fundamental rights, and if the very first Constitutional Amendment Act itself is changing or is introducing or is modifying the fundamental rights, does it mean that the fundamental rights are amendable? So, in this scenario, this decision was challenged in the Supreme Court. Now, the famous case was Shankari Prasad versus Union of India. The case was Shankari Prasad versus Union of India, and it challenged the first Constitutional Amendment Act of 1951. Now, what happened here? So, here the result was that the Supreme Court held that power to amend the Constitution, including fundamental rights, is contained in Article 368. Article 368. So, here what happened was, Supreme Court held that the power under Article 368, is also applicable for amending the fundamental rights. So this was one of the scenario which took place in the year 1951. Now, after this, what happened was, the argument came here. So, this was in the year 1951. Now, after some years, in the year 1967, what happened was, the Goloknath case was heard by the Supreme Court. So, it was 1967, Goloknath case. So, it was Goloknath versus State of Punjab, and which further went to the Supreme Court, So here Supreme Court what happened was that his land was acquired by the state. Land was acquired by the state. Land was acquired by the state. And Goloknath challenged this in Supreme Court. So the question was, how can the fundamental right under Article 19 be snatched? So the question was, how can fundamental right under Article 19 Clause 1 be snatched? How can the fundamental right under Article 19 Clause 1 be snatched? So this was a question raised. Now, the earlier amendment, it made it very clear that the Parliament by law can modify any fundamental right. But here, the Supreme Court questioned. How can you differentiate between a law and an amendment? Law and an amendment. So this was the fundamental question. How can I differentiate between the law and the amendment?